My name is Michael Lovett. I'm the head of distribution at Vanguard in Australia. Thanks for all taking the time to come today. From a global perspective, there is a low-cost revolution going on. In the US, it's quite phenomenal the amount of flows we're getting into our business, over 236 billion of net flows in 2015. It's quite phenomenal. From an Australian perspective, we're starting to see the same type of thing, not on the same scale. In 2015, we saw over 13 billion of net flows into our business. And it's not about the number itself, it's about the fact that more people in Australia are getting access to low-cost solutions, mainly passive funds or ETFs, and we think that's a great solution for actually clients. So thank you for your support. The advisor industry's been going through a lot over the last 6 or 7 years since the GFC. There's been a crisis of trust. We have seen that a few bad eggs in the industry have seen negative publicity for all of you. We're actually big supporters of the advisor industry. It's our fastest growing business. We've got over 30 crew who actually look after you in the field. In the US, we've got $1 trillion from advisors. So we're very big supporters of the advisor industry and believe that as an industry, we need to turn around the crisis of trust, and we're going to try and help where we can possible. If you think about brand surveys and how industries are ranked, you think about doctors and nurses are rated very highly in terms of brand value. Unfortunately, financial planners are down the bottom. We would like to see that increase over the next 20 years and Vanguard play a role in that in Australia. The next one is investors and advisors are increasingly looking for value. And you can break value into two things. One is the value proposition. So what value proposition are you giving to your clients? Are you clear about it? Are they clear about it? What's the actual cost you're charging your clients? And I'll come back to the cost one in a second. But we think both of them are really, really important. And Jeff will touch on the advisor alpha concept, which we believe is a big part of the value proposition. And lastly, building a sustainable business. I think you've always seen that as important, but with the changes in regulation, meaning you've probably had to re-establish some process and practice within your business, it's been never more important. And again, we think some of the advisor alpha concepts can help you there. This is just an example of a portfolio which is 250,000. We've actually put some prices in up the top of the slide here for advice fee, dealer fee, platform fee, ranging between 0.5 and 0.75. And you can see we've also put 4 fund managers in at 25% each, their fee ranging between 0.9 and 1%. So overall, the client is paying on a $250,000 portfolio, $5,687. We've got Portfolio 2, which all we've done is substitute one low-cost solution in the managed fund portion of the portfolio for 50% at 0.2, which is roughly the average of our suite of managed funds or ETFs. And you can see the impact that has on the portfolio. The fees have dropped from 5,600 to roughly 4,700. So a 1,000 drop or a 16% decrease in fees. Some people would argue that managed fund fees aren't real fees. They actually are. They're embedded in the portfolio, and it's one of the biggest reasons for under or overperformance as a result of a managed fund. So this is a meaningful impact to a portfolio, having a low-cost solution in there. You then might say, well, is this going to impact performance? We would argue it doesn't. And in the next slide, this is just looking at our diversified funds as an example. Over 1, 3, 5, 7 and 10 years. So all time periods and across all of our diversified funds from conservative to high growth. And you can see that they're ranked either first or second quartile over every period. So we believe by adding a low-cost solution, it's not to the detriment of performance. And we could actually also put up the SPIVA study, which is an S&P study, which looks at active managers relative to their benchmark. And the results are very, very similar. So adding a low-cost passive solution, whether it be a fund or an ETF, is not to the detriment of performance, we would argue. And then you think about it from a practice perspective. A $250,000 portfolio in isolation, you're saving around about $1,000. If you had 150 clients at an average of 250,000, you can save 140,000 for your clients in your practice. That's something you should be selling to your clients. The other thing is we are seeing robo-advice and the like coming to Australia. I've had many meetings with organisations trying to do it. It is going to have an impact, we believe, on pricing at some point. It might be in the short term, but in the medium to long term. This gives you the ability to actually impact the price of the clients that you're paying. You don't have to actually drop your price, you can drop the overall price by dropping some of the managed funds. So by using this gives you flexibility within your practice to actually give money back to your clients because there is margin pressure coming.